The 25th century BC is a century which lasted from the year 2500 BC to 2401 BC. Events: c. 2900 BC to 2334 BC. Mesopotamian wars of the early dynastic period. c. 2500 BC. Rice was first introduced to Malaysia. c. 2500 BC. Scribal schools flourished throughout Sumer. c. 2500 BC. Assyria is established. c. 2500 BC. Cylinder seal from Sumer and its impression are made. It is now in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York. c. 2500 BC. Excavation and development of the Hypogeum of Halsaflia near Parola, Malta, a subterranean templex complex subsequently used as a necropolis. c. 2500 BC. Valley Temple of Khafra, Giza, is built. c. 2500 BC. Khafra from Giza Valley, Temple of Khafra is made. 4th Dynasty of Egypt. Discovered by Auguste Mariette. It is now kept in Egyptian Museum, Cairo. c. 2500 BC. People in Peru rely on fish and mussels for food. c. 2500 BC. Skara Brae is abandoned after approximately 600 years of occupation. c. 2500 BC to 2000 BC. Mohenjo-Daro is about 7 square miles in size and has a population of c. 20,000 to 50,000. 2500 BC. Dravidian civilization begins in South India. c. 2494 BC. End of 4th dynasty. Start of 5th dynasty in Egypt. Construction of the pyramids begins. c. 2494 BC to 2345 BC. Sculptors at work. Relief from Saqqara, 5th dynasty. It is now at Egyptian Museum, Cairo, Egypt. c. 2494 BC to 2345 BC. The Seated Scribe, a sculpture found at Saqqara, 5th dynasty of Egypt, is made. It is now in Musée du Louvre, Paris. 2492 BC. Traditional date for the legendary foundation of the Armenian nation by Haik. c. 2450 BC. End of the early dynastic Ear period and beginning of the early dynastic IIIB period in Sumer. c. 2450 BC. Kish is lost to Karmazi tribesmen of the Kurdistan Mountains. Elamites from Awin occupy parts of Sumer. c. 2410 BC. By this time, kings in Sumer have ceased to be automatically high priests of the city deity. Semitic infiltration and conquest of Mesopotamia begins. c. 2400 BC to 2200 BC. Construction of Stonehenge. Megalithic culture begins to spread through Europe and the Western Mediterranean. Earliest signs of battle axe culture from the Caucasus. Southeastern Spain is settled from the Mediterranean by people using pre-dynastic Egyptian-style pottery. Amorites and Canaanites occupy Syria and Lebanon. Significant persons. 2492 BC, Haik founds Armenia. 2491 BC, mythical Chinese Emperor Juash. 2490 BC, Menkuri is pharaoh. 2475 BC, Shepseskaf is pharaoh. 2465 BC, 5th dynasty of Egypt, Userkaf is pharaoh. 2458 BC, Sahuri is pharaoh. 2446 BC, Neferia Kari Kakai is pharaoh. 2426 BC, Shepseskari is pharaoh. c. 2425 BC, death of Enatum of Lagash, succeeded by his nephew, Antomina, whose ally, Lugalkina-Shadudu, unites Uruk and Ur. 2419 BC, Ra-Neferef is pharaoh. 2416 BC, Nir-Eni is pharaoh. Inventions, discoveries, introductions. Harappan civilization, at its peak, covered an area of around 480,000 square kilometers. Its heartland lay in the Indus Valley in Pakistan, but settlements spread as far as the Makran coast, Balochistan, Afghanistan, eastern Punjab, Kutch and Saurashtra. They used irrigation to farm and constructed cities. The two main cities had sewage systems, bronze, trade tokens, and hieroglyphs. There were even baths at one of the villages, besides the great baths of brick in each city. Geometry of shrines and altars tends to identify these with the cities of the Yajurveda. They might easily be 1,000 years older than this conservative date. Cycladic marble figures depict the use of both the musical pipe and the kithara form of lyre. Earliest surviving skiers left in a peat bog at Hoting, Sweden, about this time. Sumerians used domestic passes on war chariots, not onages as early interpreters claimed. Agriculture at Prietawaka includes cotton and bottle gourds. Statue of Ebihl at Mari. Decades and years.